It is late December 2025. Happy New Year, because by the time that you see this video, it may very well be 2026. I thought I would wind up the year giving a update on all of the projects that I've got going on in the garage right now. Now, the first thing I want to start with is the 1965 Volkswagen Beetle. You saw that earlier in the year, just trying to get it running where my wife could drive it. It is actually ready to go with one exception. I need to get the tape measure, do a front end alignment on it, just to make sure that it's good to go. Otherwise, it is good to drive. It's been so cold here lately, and that is a very cold-natured car, being air-cooled. We're not driving it as of yet, but we fully intend, once the warm weather kicks back in the spring, that we're going to approach it. Here's a picture of that car just to remind you of what it is. So far on that one, what I did is I fixed the duct wobble by replacing the tie rod ends, replacing the steering dampener, and I also did some more work such as tires and things of that nature to get it done. I also fixed the sloppy shifter to be sure that it was able to go in all of the gears and everything, which it was very difficult to do before. Car is very drivable now, runs good. It just doesn't run good when it's cold. That's why we've got it parked. And I'll get to the front end alignment eventually, but that requires two people in a tape measure, and I'm one person in a tape measure, so I'm going to get to that as soon as possible. Now, moving on to other projects. The 1932 Ford three-window highboy coupe built for my daughter. As you can see, is currently under plastic. This project is parked right now. Sorry, OCD not allowing me to get away with that. This project is parked for the moment. It is running well. It actually shifts into gear. I haven't had a chance to take it down the road yet to see if it shifts through the gears automatically, but it does go into gear and moves under its own power. The reason this project is parked, I've gotten the leather hides for it to do the interior. We are waiting on an opening in the interior shop to get this one going. Maybe a while, but that one right there will be having interior. Very close to concluding this particular project here. 1966 Mustang, while that was at the shop and that has been parked for interior, we've gotten a lot done on this particular car. As you can see, the engine compartment is detailed out. The export brace is in place. The cowl has been replaced, both upper and lower. All of that looks really good. Still have to put seam sealer on that, but that has been done. And as well as the driver's side floor pan is in and rock solid. Of course, as time allows, again, this is a third in line project. I'm only working on this one. I don't have things to do with the other ones. Next up on it is replacing that particular floorboard. Now, there is one thing I'm going to be doing on this car very soon, because it'll only take an afternoon. Let's take a look at that. Now, this will either be the subject of my next video or one of the videos coming up very soon after. If you recall, I decided to reconstruct and restore the instrument cluster of my 66 Mustang, and I've been slowly getting parts as I've been working on other stuff. But with the advent of Christmas and other things, and that right there, which just hit, I believe I'm going to start to work on this. Now, I'm going to be refinishing this, cleaning all of this up. If you recall, I got the transformer here, the solid state instrument cluster voltage regulator rather. I got the voltmeter, which is converted from the amp meter. I've got a brand new fuel gauge, and of course this right here was a lovely Christmas gift from my wife, a brand new speedometer showing 1 mile on the clock. I also got a new bezel, which that right there. Now, if I believe, that may be the last thing I need to get, because I think while these do have a little bit of imperfections, I may go ahead and just use these, as they're not in that bad a shape and all they do is filter the light to a nice blue. Those should be okay. But let's take a look at this. Of course, it always helps to have something to open this stuff up with, and since I don't, I'm just going to have to rip it open. This is from Kentucky Mustang, which is one of my favorite go-to part sources for Mustang parts. And this is a brand new lens for the instrument cluster. Now, the only other thing I'm waiting for is a brand new oil pressure gauge, and a brand new water temp gauge, which this should be that. So let's take a look here. Box 1 and box 2. This came from Summit. Now I opted for the Summit brand as opposed to the Scott Drake brand because frankly I thought I'd give it a try, because Scott Drake, ever since they sold the Holley and started making their stuff overseas, isn't what it used to be. This here, of course I opened it backwards, even though the label is right side up. Way to go, guys. Take a look at this. The new temp gauge. Now this, let's see if they're consistent. I'll open this end. No, actually I'll open this end because that's got this on it. You guys think you're fooling me, huh? Yep, and here we go. This is a new oil pressure gauge. Woohoo! As noted, clean that up, repaint it, get it nice and spiffy. Clean all this up. Can't paint the back of that, but I am going to clean off the rust on that. What's really cool is I've got this wonderful reference on the lens package that tells me what order the gauges go in, because I forgot. The bezel, fuel gauge, oil pressure gauge, new speedo, converted volt gauge, temp gauge, the old filters. Now all I got to do is refurbish and put it all together. That's coming very soon. Last but not least, moving on to the project I'm spending the most time on right now, the Hurricane Motorsports Cobra Roadster. We recently got the body back on this, but as far as things that have been done on this recently, it went to the tuner shop, it runs, it starts every time, sounds wonderful. Still has to have a dyno tune, but we're going to get the car closer to finish before I actually do that. What I've been doing on this is I've been doing panel fitment. The hood is ready to go. The doors, as is typical of Hurricane Cobra projects for some reason, need build up on the front here because they sit low and sag a little bit. I've put kitty hair fiberglass reinforced filler over to the top of that to build it up. I'm now glazing it with Evercoat to try to smooth it out and get it ready. That I just put down the layer of that, as well as over here. I've got a little bit more work to do on that. It's got a little bit of a low spot here. The rest of it is lined up. As soon as that dries and cures, that will be sanded, and I'll probably have to go with another layer there. But again, the Evercoat is a very thin layer. Underneath it is the kitty hair, the fiberglass reinforcement. Back here on the deck lid, the biggest challenge I have faced on this car so far was getting this fit. It is actually fitting wonderfully. I've already done filler work right here, repairing some damage to the fiberglass. I'm also working on filling this gap right here. This is not quite dry yet, but as soon as that cures, I'm going to sand that off and fill that gap. You can see with what I've done right there, the gaps look good now. I've just got to feather it out and make it look nice and uniform. But that right there is a big, huge victory for me. Once the gap is set on that, I'm going to pull that off. I've got to break the glaze on the other side, underside of it, so I can get this ready for paint, and also start body work on that. The doors, once the imperfections on the edges there are completely done, they should be ready pretty much close to primer and start body working. The hood is absolutely ready for body work, so we don't have to do any more to it. On the underside of this, of course, I finished out. Please excuse my lousy camera work. I finished out the inset here. I created that so I can clear the air cleaner and engine without having to put on the hood scoop, as this is a Cobra street version build. I did not want the hood scoop because it's got undercar exhaust, so no side pipes, no roll bar, and of course it's got the street version dash layout with the glove box. What will happen next on it is I'm waiting to get those doors body worked. Once I get the doors body worked, the body itself, the gray part, is already at the 220 stage. I'm going to shoot a load of primer on everything once I get the panels body worked finished, and go to the 220 stage on it, and then start block sanding, shoot some primer, go up to 320, and move along trying to get this ready to paint. As is usual, my indecisive self can't make up my mind on a color. I've got a couple of colors in mind for this, and of course we're not going to divulge what color this Cobra is going to be until we actually get ready to paint. You'll see that in the paint video coming up, hopefully very soon. But the body is bolted down solid. I am going to paint it with the body on the frame, because I think that would be the best way. Plus, it's a lot easier to do body work on this, because I'm not dealing with panels that are flexing all over the place. So that's it. The VW, the 32, the 66 Mustang, and the Hurricane Cobra. Now, I would like to take this time to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to the channel. Your communications with me are very welcome. The thumbs up, all of those reactions are fantastic. We actually had a milestone a couple months ago and broke 1,000 subscribers. We're actually over 1,100 subscribers now. That is wonderful. I want you to be sure and chip in any advice or anything that you've got going on. I love hearing about your projects as well. Again, I don't do this professionally. I am professionally an office worker. This is just something I do in my spare time, as it was a hobby that was gifted to me by my father, and of course my brother as well, as you've noted on the channel previously. Thank you for joining me. Be sure and hit like and subscribe if you like the content. We're going to have some more Cobra video coming up on that bodywork very, very soon, so be sure and stick around. Thanks a lot.